Hi, my name is Jacob Smart. I'm a teacher here at National Centre. I teach Acrodance as a specialism, movement, and I also teach creative sessions within teeterboard, Chinese pole and sear wheel. So I didn't get into circus till much later on in life. I started off as a dancer in ballet, contemporary, and then slowly started to get into more physical side of dance, and that's what sort of led me into circus through tricking essentially, and then like self-taught acrobatics, and then from there it just sort of escalated and snowballed, and next thing I knew I found myself kind of going more into circus work than I was dance work. So I started off dancing at a young age when I was around 7, and predominantly it was to sort of get my behaviour in check for a little bit of discipline I wasn't necessarily getting at school. So I started off in ballet and this kind of thing, as I said, and then I went on to train in musical theatre. Realised I hated musical theatre, and then went and auditioned for the Place, or London School of Contemporary Dance, and I went and did my formal kind of training at London School of Contemporary Dance, and then graduated. And I was lucky enough to graduate and go straight into a job, and so then I started working with a company called Punch Drunk, and from then on there I worked with Punch Drunk for about a year or so, and then after that I went off and toured around the Middle East, and then just sort of carried on touring after that around Europe and America and all these other sort of nice lovely places, working, dancing with different companies, and then also some of my own work as well, which was great. But then I had a bit of a shift, and I realised I wasn't enjoying performing as much as what I used to, so then that's when my teaching career started. And so then I started teaching at places like the Roundhouse. I got invited to come and do workshops here, and then that sort of led then into a full-time place. And then as of recently, I've been working with artists such as like FKA Twigs, teaching acrobatics and movement with her, which has been really great fun. You know, even just from like the simplest things of like just being in this building, I get so much inspiration from like walking around watching the other students, whether it be juggling, rope, pole, just walking through the CC, I get so much inspiration from that. But then also through like social media, scrolling through, you know, it's not always the best thing, but scrolling through Instagram, looking into like Acrodance and how it's developed and grown over the last couple of years. So just from like through peers, and just everywhere really, even from like watching my little kids learning how to crawl and walk, just drawing inspiration from like the very origins of movement and how I can then find a place for that within my own practice and just playing around essentially. I'm a big believer in play within our practice, and how play can influence our practice, how that sort of research through trial and error can then build into something that we can then use for shows, for artistic development, and all that kind of stuff really. So within my class, I try to cover a wide variety of things, because essentially I want my students to be able to leave here feeling equipped for the outside world. So, you know, whether it's a circus audition or a dance audition or a commercial job that they might be going for, I want them to feel fully equipped that they're going to be able to do that, so they can leave here feeling nice and versatile within, you know, and comfortable within their skill. If you have me for movement, we cover a wide variety of different things. So the class is called Composition and Movement. So we look into how you're able to create solos, duets, group pieces, and all the composition and choreographical ideas behind that. And then on the movement side, we then also cover styles from flying low, lots of floor work, Acrodance, that's my main discipline, and also cover things like Gaga, improvisation, and a bunch of other different techniques put in there, so you can feel nice and comfortable within that. But then also, because you guys are coming in as circus artists, I try to look for a link between movement and dance and the disciplines you guys might be interested in, and how you can start to change and cross these sort of ideas over, so that again you can start to find nice new interesting stuff on your piece of equipment, as opposed to just technique and then missing that creative element. So I then try to bridge those gaps for you and help you along that way, so that you can become a nice creative artist as well as a really good technician.